Hello, my name is Navigator, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified series Cobra Copperhead from the Python Patrol series. This is my first Copperhead figure. He's a pretty interesting guy. I think it's he was like a gambler and he just had all these debts, and now he's like just completely subservient to Cobra, but still pretty cool. I got this at Orion Collectibles in Depew, New York for $15. It was in their clearance section. A big motivator for me picking this up, and the fact that it's my first Copperhead figure. He's as opposed to like a normal trooper or something, he's like an actual character that has a little bit of life to him, so I wanted to have him in my collection. But quick look at the box here, which is very cool. You can see in the front a little action shot of him and the accessories that it comes with, and then a more detailed look there on the back. But we'll be taking a look at him in detail in just a second here. So with that being said, we'll start with the figure. At the bottom here is these very cool black boots, and those are very nice. The articulation is great. I'm sorry, I'm just waiting for it to focus. If it will, there we go. Very nice, kind of just like motorcycle boots. The boots that I wear, pretty sweet. If I'm not wearing my flip-flops, that is. And then we have a very cool pattern here, which is kind of like this almost like olive green and yellow, very snake-like. And then he has a holster there on his right thigh. Moving up here, he's got this really cool belt buckle with like a skull and crossbones on there. At least I think it's a skull and crossbones, maybe like a skull and a snake. And then a really cool what do you call it, belt and sheath here for his machete, which we'll take a look at here in a second. Predominantly black kind of tank top looking thing on the torso there with a little Python Patrol logo. He has a holster there for a gun that apparently is, in there. Maybe that's some other kind of weapon. Some little arm bands as well, but that kind of yellow and green pattern is continued onto his arms. His gloves there, as you can see, black with a little bit of red paint on them. That's very cool. And he's got this, I think I already kind of covered it, but this really cool, like, I don't know, bandolier holster type thing. That is pretty sweet, and that's going to be black and red. And then finally here, look at the face sculpt. He's got that very unique Copperhead helmet with a little red rebreather, and that's going to be predominantly yellow and black, so that is very cool. All right, so that's the figure. Now we can look at the accessories. The first one we have is that machete that I was speaking of, and this is really cool. It has some nice detail on there. You can see it looks like, I think it's supposed to be like mud, but it could also be rust. It could also be blood, so you have no idea, but that is very cool. I like the detail on there. Very nice. He also comes with this very unique holster here. And I like this a lot because of the little bandolier on there. You got some extra extra bullets on there, which is very cool. And that is going to be for this really cool, like, long 44 Magnum pistol with, like, a sniper scope on that. And that's going to have a really cool gold tint to it. Definitely the highlight accessory of this figure. And that is super sweet. So we have that as well. And I think that just slides right in there. And there you go. So that is pretty sweet. And then he also comes with this kind of like Luger-styled pistol. And that is very cool. More so like a Colt 45, like the target shooting kind of Colt 45, if you guys know what I'm talking about there. But that is still very cool. I like that a lot. So if we assemble him, we can throw this pistol into the little holster on his thigh here. Throw that in there, and you can actually clip that back in. We can take the machete here, and I have my Lebowski sweater on, as you guys can see. We could throw the machete through the sheath like, oop, maybe not like that. Let's see. I think it goes in that way. Maybe not. Let's try it the other way. Let's go like that. I guess like that. So kind of go the reverse way. And then this just plugs right into his back. And there we have it. The Python Patrol Copperhead, all kitted out, and that just looks awesome. A really cool figure. I would say this is probably cooler than his initial figure, and that might be blasphemy, but still very cool. So once again, a review of the G.I. Joe Classified Python Patrol Copperhead, and that is going to be it for this review. As always, folks, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.